I hope you all had a fabulous weekend, and welcome back to the Q&As that we run every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. So book us in with your morning tea, learn something new, and expand your business. It's a great opportunity for you to get your questions answered by the experts. So we have two experts coming on today. This session is about business mentoring, a virtual focus. And we've got Sarah here from the Business Mentors NZ. And we've also got Justin, who's the chair of New Zealand Tech Marketers Group. So just to let you know a little bit about this session, we do allow questions to come through, and our presenters here today have requested that we answer those questions at the end. So if you would like to ask your questions and get them answered, please use the chat function, the Q&A function, or the comment section, depending on what platform you are streaming on. Now, a little bit of an announcement. I just want to remind you that there's the Boost My Office comp running right now, and today is the final day for entries. It will finish at 11:59 this evening. So if you haven't entered and you want to win a MacBook Pro, a curved gaming screen, a desk, and a package from Xero, all about $4,000, then in value, then get yourself entered. You know, who doesn't want a new computer? And the screen actually looks pretty epic as well. So welcome, Sarah. Welcome, Justin. Thanks so much for joining us today here on Digital Boost.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having us. It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm going to share my screen. So what I might do is invite Justin just to share a bit about why we've invited you on today, Justin. And I'll be back as soon as I've shared my screen.
Cool. Well, I'm going to drop off. Before you get started, Justin, I'm going to drop off and make sure everything's running in the background, and just holler if you need anything.
Awesome. So kia ora, everyone. I hope it's great to see so many of you joining us from around the country. So yeah, my name is Justin Flitter. I am the chair of the New Zealand Tech Marketers Group. We're a community for marketers all over the country, predominantly working in kind of software, professional services, all sorts of different types of businesses. And I've been a chief marketing officer leading brand and strategy for New Zealand businesses growing internationally for about 20 years now. I run New Zealand.ai, helping business people understand artificial intelligence. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here and share some of the knowledge that I've picked up and learned over the last 20 years with you to help your businesses grow as well. So it's awesome to be here, and yeah.
Yeah, wonderful to have you with us. I was so thrilled that you accepted our invitation. That's just marvelous. I should probably kick off first by sharing a little about Business Mentors. Although many of you will have heard of Business Mentors, we've been established for 30 years in November. And come 30 years, we will have mentored over 80,000 business owners in the 30 years that we were established since 1991. So we're incredibly proud of that contribution to the economic framework. And in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we have 2,000 mentors spread right around Aotearoa, New Zealand, gifting their time to support you, the all-important small business owner, startup entrepreneur, or social enterprise executive. When COVID struck, we, like every business, had to think very carefully about how we were going to be offering our service to our client base, our customers, our mentees in the COVID environment. And we don't hear that word pivot very often anymore, but by golly, we pivoted in a pretty major way. Our mentors have done thousands of one-on-one mentoring and coaching sessions over the last 18 months or so, and they are really finding it very rewarding. And of course, it's very efficient as well, without having to get in your car and visit a client that you're mentoring. But we've also found that if you're a oyster farmer in Invercargill and you're wanting to access, say, the head of digital at Fonterra, who's one of our mentors, you're able to do that now as a result of this opportunity that we've got. for us for virtual mentoring. And we have 17 regions across the country. And so we would visit with our mentors to train them once a year. Now, of course, with the virtual platforms, we're doing our virtual training on a monthly basis, and it's a wide range of training, anything from advanced mentoring to foundations mentoring to the world of Māori, Te Ao Māori, to social media marketing. So we're keeping our mentors up to date as a result of these wonderful virtual platforms. What I'm going to do, thank you again for being with us, Justin. I thought first I'd kick off and just share a bit about what we're going to be covering today, and then I'm going to hand over to you, Justin. So firstly, I'm really keen to know or to share how a business mentor can help you in the digital space. So a business mentor, if you sign up, it costs $295 for a 12-month program. So it's in effect a free service for the business owner, and our mentor will reach out to you typically about 12 times over that 12-month period. So a wonderful opportunity for you to check in with somebody that can walk alongside you in your business. We're really keen to answer the question that you might ask of yourself or your mentor: what value can you be getting from your business website or your digital marketing or online presence? And that's why we've got you here, Justin, as the expert. And then just finally, Business Mentors recently did a survey. We had 1,500 business owners respond to our survey that looked at areas where they're wanting to invest in digital tools or technology. And what was really interesting in that, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek, is that 65% of business owners said that they were going to be investing in social media or digital marketing, but only 4.4% said that they had an interest in doing something or exploring how they can protect their business from a cyber attack. And then, of course, we'll have some Q&As. So just before I hand over to you, Justin, for the line share of the rest of the session, I just wanted to share with you how a business mentor can help a business owner in that digital space. So firstly, of course, they can give you a fresh perspective. So if you're motivated and determined to grow your business and expand your business digitally, then a mentor can help by providing that fresh perspective. And a mentor, of course, can look at your business from the outside and determine what challenges and barriers there are for you in the digital space. And from there, your mentor can work or walk alongside you to help plan some steps that enable you to expand. And our mentors, of course, understand that you may not be an expert when it comes to the digital world, whether it's digital marketing or building a website, or even understanding social media. The business mentor can point you, of course, in the right direction to help you expand your skills in a very focused and personalized way. And there's a huge number of tools that can help you in the digital space. And I don't know about you, but I get overwhelmed by them sometimes. So a mentor can help you understand those tools and what's best for your business. And then, of course, we've got specialised mentors. So with our Business Mentors New Zealand, 2,000 mentors across the country, they, of course, have specialised skills and also certain industries that they have expertise in. So if you need more focused, specialised support in social media, digital marketing, or a focus on your online presence, then you can also request a specialised mentor. And we'll always find the mentor that fits your needs perfectly. In fact, perfectly is probably a gross exaggeration because, of course, as a business owner, it's such a complex undertaking. A mentor won't be able to answer all of the questions you've got, but that's where our specialist mentors can step in and support as a secondary mentor. And then just finally on virtual mentoring, if you're not able to meet in person, and so many of us can't at the moment, you can try virtual mentoring, which is an incredibly efficient way of mentoring through, of course, Zoom or a video call. And that makes getting the support of a business mentor so much more accessible and very flexible for busy business owners. So I'm going to hand over to you, Justin, and share with you the things that I was particularly interested to ask you about. Really interested in a question that came up repeatedly when we did our surveys, and that is, what questions should a business owner be asking themselves or indeed their mentor to ensure that they're getting best value from their business website?
Look, that's such a great question. It's quite a complex one as well, but I think the best place to start with this is start thinking about your customer experience, and all the way through the different interactions that someone has with your business. You want everything to be consistent, to look its best, and to be showcasing your business in the best possible way. So quite often, and certainly over the last 18 months, businesses have, like you said, pivoted or changed or gone in a slightly different direction. And you might have new products or services that you've developed. And so it's important that your website is constantly updated to reflect how your business is run and what you're going to be offering, the types of customers that you're looking for, and to help people, to help potential customers do business with you really easily. So it's really important to think about, those brand attributes. So the colors and the fonts and the images that you're looking, the layout of your website, and is it modern? Does it reflect the type of business that you really are? Does it provide the impression and the image that you really want to reflect out to your potential customers? And things change quite a lot, so it's important to be kind of reviewing your website on a regular basis to make sure that it's constantly being updated.
I'm very interested in mobile devices. We noticed a lot of clients of business mentors discovering when we did go into lockdown that they had a good enough website, but actually it wasn't relevant to a mobile device. So can you just tell us what you would be recommending to a business that doesn't have a website that's mobile friendly, and maybe some easy ways that they can address that challenge, Justin?
Yeah, so Google will penalize websites that are not optimized or don't load well on mobile devices. And when I say load well, I mean they load fast, and the design of them means that when you expand them out to look on a big screen, or when you bring them into a small screen, that they all the content moves around and is responsive to the size of that particular screen. So if you've got an old website, then it's probably likely that it's not mobile optimized. And so today there are lots of website development apps like Squarespace or Wix, or strikingly like website builder tools that you can use, which by default will design your website in a mobile optimized framework. And there are different tools that you can use through Google developer tools that are pretty easy to access to check whether your website is mobile optimized and how well it's performing. So it's really important now, considering that so many of your customers are likely to be on the couch watching TV, on their mobile device, searching for a product or service, rather than necessarily in front of their laptop. They might even be using voice. If they've got Siri or Alexa or something like that, they might be doing a voice search to find you as well. And so there's all these types of things now which are coming up, which are adding more complexity to making sure that we get value from our website. Yeah.
I'm interested to hear from you. What is SEO?
SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And it's a way that you design and build your website to fuel the Google algorithm, to help Google rank your website so that it displays perhaps on the first page of the search results, or perhaps displays with the right keywords that people might be using to find your business. So it's a very complex and complicated algorithm, and there will be lots of different businesses out there helping you, but effectively it's looking at the keywords that you're using as part of your titles, part of the content of the website, and making sure that it's regularly updated. So there's all of these kind of data flags, if you like, that Google looks for. Is it mobile friendly? Has it been updated regularly? Is there a new blog post or new content for it to be updated? Are the keywords that you are using in your advertising and Google Ads consistent with the keywords and the messaging that is on the page that people land on once they've clicked through from that ad? And then behind the website, there are meta tags. And meta tags, like descriptions and keywords, give the Google algorithm the juice it needs to determine the validity of your website and where to give it. There's also things like backlinks. So how many other websites link to your website is another way that Google determines relevance to people. How many Google reviews or 5-star Google reviews have you got? Do you have a Google My Business listing? We might well talk a little bit about that later as well. So all of these different attributes that Google is looking for to determine the relevance of your business or your website to someone who's searching for a product or service.
So we are going to move on to the online presence, but I just had a question come in around somebody that had actually registered for a business mentor, but they haven't yet got one. And I would just encourage you to send us an email to bmnz@bmnz.org.nz. Let us know the name of your business and we'll just check on that. It can take some time to make sure that we've got the right mentor for your business. But if we haven't at this point in time, we certainly should have reached out to you just to get a bit more clarity about what you're looking for, to see who the right business mentor is for your business. So please do reach out to us. I was concerned about that. Now, Justin, I wonder if I could just ask you a few questions, which I put up on the screen. Hopefully you can see those, around what sort of questions somebody should be asking their contractor, themselves, their mentor, wherever they're getting their business advice. What sort of questions they should be asking to make sure they're getting full value from that incredibly complex world of online marketing.
So before you jump on that, Justin, sorry to cut in, but you did cover like a lot of really big topics just in the last 5 minutes. And so just so that you guys all know, I'm going to be popping in the links to specific sessions on all of those topics that we've done on Q&As. So you can dive a little bit deeper if you would like to. So I'll put those in the chat for you guys.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah. And certainly Justin and I are very happy to answer any questions offline as well. You can contact Justin through Business Mentors. You don't need to sign up for a mentor. Just let us know what your question is, and between us or one of our mentors, we will answer that question for you. And of course, the team at Digital Boost have got a wide range of experts that they work with as well. So Justin, I guess the first thing from our client's perspective is how you can be confident that your website is actually reflecting the brand values, your business that you're trying to communicate. And of course, there's also that complex issue where you've got a number of different audiences, and so your marketing might be quite different depending on who your audience is.
Yeah, look, absolutely. So digital marketing can be very expensive. You can do a lot of different things and experiments with a lot of different things that end up not working for some reason or another. So it's really important to sit back and have a clear strategy. So really the base bones of doing some good marketing, right? So understanding your product or service. Who is it for? Who's likely to be a buyer for your product or service? Where do they hang out? How might they find your business? How are you going to connect with that potential buyer? Is it going to be on social media? Could well be on one of the different various social media platforms. So if you're going to use, or it might be a PR campaign or magazine, or there's all sorts of different ways that you can get it out there. So it's having a very clear strategy, being very specific. If you can be laser focused, be as laser focused as you possibly can, because that will help you hone in on your budget into an area or a strategy that's most likely to connect with your audience and reach them. So that's always going to be key, is just having those good basics in place before you start doing anything.
Tell me a bit about separate landing pages for different audiences, Justin.
So if you're running a Google AdWords campaign and perhaps you're a dressmaker and you're selling wedding dresses and cocktail party dresses. If you're doing a Google AdWords campaign for wedding dresses, you might want to create a separate landing page specifically for that campaign, so that the people the traffic that you're generating from that campaign is landing on a specific landing page, speaking to the offer, the particular dresses that you're selling. That might be it might be a sub page on your website, or it might be a specific landing page, so that the story is relevant all the way through and is super connected. And that's really important. Google AdWords will also give you a bit of extra juice if they can see that those keywords are really aligned and that you've got a specific page. If all of your campaigns for all of your different products are just hitting the home page, then a lot of people are going to be clicking through from those ads, not sure where to go next. They're not hitting a page that's specifically relevant to the message that they've clicked in through from. So whether you're linking into one of your sub pages on your website or a specific landing page for that campaign, that gives you a much better opportunity to craft a message that's really relevant to that customer journey.
So how do I know if some of my digital marketing is actually hitting the spot? If I pay for a promotion on Facebook, how do I know that I'm reaching the right audience?
Yeah, really good question, right? So if you are running a paid promotion on Facebook, there's a couple of different things that you can ask yourself. So, am I reaching the right people? So what's the reach? And can we look at some of the metrics around that? Are you spending your budget? Are you reaching enough people? And if you are you getting the engagement on that post? So are people liking, commenting, sharing on that content? And if they are, that might give you an indication that you are reaching the right audience for your people. Then the next check is, am I getting click-throughs from my ad to my website? And if you are getting the reach and the engagement, but no click-through, perhaps your campaign or your offer isn't quite compelling, or perhaps there's some misalignment there in some of your activity. If you're getting the reach, but no engagement, then you definitely know that you're reaching the wrong audience who aren't quite connected to your particular message. If you're getting the reach, you're getting some engagement, and you're getting the click-through back to your website, that's fantastic. The next thing is, am I generating the revenue? Are people contacting me, booking appointments, making orders? And so again, if you're getting the activity through to your website, but the final transaction piece or the meeting booking is not happening, what's on your website that might need to be changed to make it easier for people to contact you or buy online, that you could look to improve. And so they're kind of these different red flags all the way through it that you can look at.
As Anna Maria said just a few minutes ago, we're delving into a lot of content here. So I just want to remind people who are watching this webinar that, of course, Digital Boost, 10 o'clock at every day, Monday to Friday, they have experts like Justin giving their time to share their expertise with you. So do keep 10 o'clock in the diary free for joining Digital Boost for an hour each day, and we'll be able to delve into much more of this content. Justin, I want to ask you about newsletters. Every time I go onto a website now, it says, it pops up almost instantly, wants my contact details and wants me to sign up to their newsletter. What's the best way for business owners to leverage that as an opportunity?
Yeah, so a lot of, there have been a lot of changes with the way that Google and Facebook and Apple, through their browsers and their device, allow you to track people around the internet. And we can talk a little bit more about cookies if you want to as well. But effectively, a lot of the Apple products and Safari browsers made it much harder for marketers to track people who are visiting their website around the internet. So capturing an email address has always been a great way to connect and engage with your potential audience, becoming increasingly important now to have that opt-in, to have people requesting to keep in touch with you. And so this is your opportunity to start building a community, to start engaging with people on whether it's on social or perhaps your email newsletter, and on a regular basis, perhaps might be once a week, might be once a month, but it's important to be regular and consistent, and to think about the types of messages that you're building out there, and how do you bring that customer conversation into some of your communication so other people can hear your customer stories as well. So yeah, very, very important. There are lots of great tools out there, like MailChimp or HubSpot as a CRM and an email platform that are relatively low cost and easy for people to get started in. But yeah, certainly building a newsletter. It could be, a lot of companies now will be just kind of notifications and important updates about COVID, and are they open, and how do we take your order if you're coming on site, and those sorts of things. But it's important to start building up that database so that you've got regular comms.
I spoke to a marketer once and they said, Sarah, it's this simple. You entertain, you engage, and you educate. If you're doing those three things spread reasonably evenly across your marketing, you'll be doing a reasonably good job. But my next question is around cookies. What are they? How do they work? How do we leverage them in our businesses? And just before you answer that, we had a question pop up just to make sure that we are in fact recording this session, which we are. So all of the Digital Boost 10 a.m. sessions are recorded, and you can access them at a later time if there's someone that you'd like to share it with, or you'd like to watch it again. So cookies, Justin, tell us about those and how they work.
Chocolate chip, orange chocolate chip are my favorite cookies. On the internet though, cookies are slightly different. So you'll often see, if you go to a website, there'll be a little permissions bar at the bottom of the website, which might come up to say, do you accept accept the cookies on this website? So cookies are effectively a little snippet of code that is added into your browser, which allows a website or allows a business to learn a bit more about your behavior online. So if I visit a website, I'm going to buy a pair of jeans, and I add a pair of Levi's to the shopping cart, and then I leave and I forget about them, and I'm busy and I go off somewhere else. Zane would be able to spin up an ad on Facebook, which would say, hey, Justin, don't forget you left a pair of jeans in the checkout, come back in. And so that's how cookies work, to be able to allow us to follow someone around and learn a bit more about their behavior on the internet that's relevant to our business. A lot of times cookies are misused and abused, and I think that's kind of where some of the changes to the browser rules around tracking cookies and those sorts of things to only 7 days has made a huge impact in the way that marketers can leverage some of that data. And of course, a lot of people will be serving up ads based on that cookie data that's not relevant to people. So I might have bought the jeans, and then I jump on Facebook and I see an ad for those pair of jeans when I've already purchased it. And so that's kind of lazy marketing, as I call it, where people are not running exclusion lists and those sorts of things. Getting a little bit complicated there, but effectively a cookie is a little snippet of code in your browser that allows marketers to follow you around and be able to serve you up content on other sites.
Great, thank you so much. Now, the final question I've got in this space, and of course it's such a big topic, but again, you can log on to the Digital Boost website and just search any topic and it will serve up any information that you're looking for. It's incredibly helpful. So log on there whenever you have any questions on this whole digital space. But my final question is around investing in proactive social media. So as a business owner, how do I decide how much I should be investing? So do I, for example, if I've got a product that I'm selling at $200, what dollar value am I prepared to spend per conversion?
Oh, getting into the maths equations here. Good question. So you need to know what your customer acquisition cost is. So if you've got how much are you? If you're a subscription business, then it's a whole different kettle of fish to if you are selling individual items. But you would want to look at what your marketing budget is after some experimentation. So if you're running an e-commerce store and you're using Facebook ads to really drive revenue through to particular products, then you'll be looking to understand what that conversion rate is through your ads. And so it'll take a bit of experimentation to really understand and refine what that looks like. And eventually there are some good metrics around, and there's some good calculators and things like that we'd be able to send people to. But effectively, you'll come to a point where you can see, $1 in is $5 out, or $5 back. And we want to get to some good metrics like that. There are, some friends of mine who have been running campaigns for companies recently. They're getting 25x on their investment from some of their e-commerce campaigns. And so we want to be building that out. And it does take a bit of time just to understand the metrics for your business and build that up. Not something that, you can start running a $100 campaign on Facebook today and expect to see a $2,000 lift in revenue. It takes time to build that up. And so that's where investing and being proactive in the social media marketing, it's often give, ask. And you've got to build up that community. You've got to find your tribe. You've got to find, those communities or pockets of people around the country that really love what you do, and build that audience up so that when you do run a paid campaign, they're all backing they're all in there supporting it, giving it some of that organic love and organic support to really boost your paid promotion as well. So
Thank
it's a
you,
long-term
Justin.
strategy.
Great. And we did just have a question come in on the previous topic of newsletters, so I'll ask it now. Can you give us the name of a newsletter software tool that is good value for small business owners? One that you recommend, or two or three?
Oh, go and have a look at MailChimp.
Okay.
Look, MailChimp's absolutely is absolutely fine as a good getting starter platform. There are lots of smarts in there now, which they've developed over the years. MailChimp's been around for ages, but is absolutely fine for businesses getting started with doing email campaigns. If your website is hosted on Squarespace, Squarespace has an email marketing, email list, and an email marketing package that's a part of it. I love Squarespace for my websites, and doing things like that makes it super easy. There's a bunch of other different tools, but I would say MailChimp would be the main one. And then if you're investing a little bit more, you're probably looking at something like HubSpot.
Great, thank you so much. And then we had a question about how to access a mentor. And just on the bottom left screen is our website, businessmentors.org.nz. Feel free to reach out, and we can certainly point you in the right direction of a mentor or any other service support that you need. So I'm very keen now to take you through the research that Business Mentors did. I mentioned at the very start that we had 1,500 business owners respond to our small business survey. And on the areas where they talk specifically about digital investment or tech investment, 64.31% said that social media and digital marketing are, of course, the areas that they're going to be focused on investing in the next 12 months. And we weren't surprised that it was the main investment point as social media or digital marketing for businesses. And of course, over half of the world's population uses social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So it's a natural place for you to think about reaching new and highly targeted potential customers. And of course, in a very sophisticated way, and Justin's touched a little on how you can do that today, but there's of course lots more information on the Digital Boost website. Now, according to some 2019 research, Hootsuite and We Are Social did, they said that 3.6 million Kiwis are active social media users. So they're spending almost 2 hours a day on social media networks. That's really high, and that's why your social media is an important part, an essential piece of your marketing strategy. So incredibly important that you start thinking about how those social platforms can help connect you with potential customers, current customers, how you can increase your brand awareness, and of course, ultimately boost your sales and leads. Now, 25% of business owners said that they were looking at improving their current systems through technology, looking at investing in modern technology such as cybersecurity software, improved antivirus software, and others are just looking at upgrading their devices or their website. And then a similar number, also 25%, are looking with lockdown restrictions. It's incredibly important that they can continue to receive revenue if customers can't get to them. So whether it's selling vouchers for your cafe, restaurant, service or store online, or selling your products online, you really need to be thinking about e-commerce if you haven't already. And then one of the disappointing stats for me that came out of this was that 4.4% of small business owners are thinking about cybersecurity. And of course, cyber attacks are becoming so much more common. It's really important for business owners to be protecting their all-important data. Data is gold, their customer information, and of course, by default, protecting their reputation. So our friends at CERT, that's CERTNZ, encourage business owners to use anti-malware software on any device that's accessing business data or systems. So keeping those devices up to date, and of course backing up your data. You may need to buy a subscription to a cloud-based service. So what I'm going to do, I know that Anna
Can
Maria,
I jump in there, Sarah?
Yes, of course, please.
A couple of things on security. Make sure that where you possibly can, use two-factor authentication. So 2FA, if you're using the Google Office suite, Google Workspace suite, or Office 365 with Microsoft, make sure you've unlocked two-factor authentication. And then the second thing is, please don't share customer data in spreadsheets. A lot of companies will still be exporting data out of a CRM and sharing it with contractors or other people via an email and sharing a spreadsheet with that data. Make sure where you can, you use Microsoft Teams or password protected, or share it in a different way that's off email. Or if you can, just give the people that you need to have access to those digital platforms their own login, so you're not having to share personally identifiable information via a low security channel like email. That's really, really important.
I wonder, Justin, if you could just wrap up also with a question on a related topic from an attendee who said they were unable to finalise some online orders due to lockdown and had to refund clients. Is that going to negatively impact them, perhaps on a PayPal ranking or an e-commerce ranking?
I wouldn't think that would have too much of a. I wouldn't think so, no.
Great. Excellent. All right. Well, look, just to wrap up, you touched on create a Google business listing. Can you just tell us a bit more about that? That's point 4 that comes in from business mentors when they're advising people on a digital strategy. Why is a Google My Business listing so important?
So the Google algorithm will give you a lot of juice, a lot of boost to your ranking when you've got a Google My Business listing. If we think about people who are searching for businesses, a lot of the time they're on mobile or perhaps they're on the desktop and they're searching for someone local. And a Google My Business listing, instead of just having a standard search result, there's an expanded piece of content which comes up, which lists photos, videos, reviews, all of this information that Google is collecting about your business all comes up in a separate side panel. And that's a huge amount of rich data there that's really valuable for a prospect who is looking for a local business. So it's really about connecting people, especially if they're driving around Auckland and they're like, where's the best cafe, or where do I go to find this, or where's a panel beater in my new neighborhood. Having the Google My Business listing gives you that's all of that rich data there to help people determine which one they want to go to. And so it just brings all of that information together in a really strong way. So it's free to set up, super easy. Keep it updated with new photos once a month or something like that to keep it fresh. But yeah, it's a good thing for every business that has a physical location to be doing.
Tell us what an RSS feed is and how to set that up.
An RSS feed, if you have a blog or you have a list of, especially a blog or a news feed, then you can create an RSS feed, which gives people might be using an RSS tool or a news app on their mobile device. And so that means that every time you post a new blog, it appears in an RSS feeder. So you can go, there's a there's a tool called RSS.app, and it's an RS feed generator, and I use it to monitor a whole bunch of different websites and blogs to bring them all together in one news feed for myself, so that I can see their latest posts.
Great, thank you. That's a 1-minute snippet on RSS feeds, but there's of course so much more information on the app that you've referred to. Now, Ripon has said that he's looking for a business mentor who can support him with an online marketing strategy and maximising his or her presence online. And could we recommend somebody? Certainly, you're very welcome to send us an email or log into our website and register for a mentor. But Justin, you could recommend a trusted marketing expert. Of course, a mentor won't do the work for you. So it really depends. Are you looking for a mentor that will guide you, or are you looking for somebody that will roll up their sleeves and write the strategy for you? But what's your comment, Justin? If a business owner is looking for a marketing expert with online expertise, other than coming to you, where else could they go?
So I'd be looking at some of the social channels. So ask on your post to your LinkedIn page, your LinkedIn newsfeed, and ask your community, ask the people that you're following and are connected to you who they would recommend. So recommendations are always going to be super powerful when it comes to professional services. Find someone who has done some work for someone you know, who can vet them, and or then maybe ask, so like, hey, can you tag someone in the post who is a freelance or contract marketer or a digital marketing specialist who could help my business. You can, or jump on Twitter or Facebook or any of those channels. There are lots of different little communities like that where we live all the time, and of course I'm more than happy to speak to anyone who's looking to hire a part-timer or get some advice, or even hire a full-timer, but to build your marketing team. If that's something you're looking to doing and need some advice around that, then I can help.
Great. Thank you, Justin. Great, thank you very much. And of course, planning and learning about all of this is so important. Hence, it's so important that you dial in Digital Boost 10 o'clock every Monday to Friday to hear from experts in the field. But take time to learn about technology and different digital marketing areas that you could be investing in your business and helping you utilize your time more effectively. And remember, of course, better technology equals a more efficient business, which equals improved productivity. I'm going to hand over to you, Anna Maria.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for a great session. The chat was on fire today. I have popped in so many links because of all the topics that we've talked on, from pure SEO. Richard Conway had come on a while ago, probably one of my favorite sessions on SEO that we've run. I also popped in all the Google My Business sessions for hospo. If you're in tourism, if you're just a general business or an online business, I would recommend looking at the Google My Business session that we did with Google, because we touched a lot about people who worked remotely. I also popped in there just as a resource. There's a kind of a platform called Clubhouse, and Clubhouse is like really cool if you want to talk with other people who are in business and get business ideas. We've had a number of people say that they use that. Justin, do you have a comment about that?
So Clubhouse is like talkback radio, right? If you think it's it's like talkback radio, where you can join a channel which is on a specific topic. You can listen, or you can be bounced in to actually contribute and share your ideas and questions. Super interesting. It's been growing very quickly. I'm not sure how prolific it is around New Zealand just yet, but there does seem to be quite an active community using it, which is, it's really, it's super interesting.
It's all audio. And it's been recommended by a few folks. Andy Hamilton from over at Menaki and another places. And of course, Danica Cooper, who came on, she makes jewelry, and her business really exploded. She uses that tool as well to connect with other business owners. And we did a great session with her and her partner about their business growth. And I saw that there is a attendee here that's in the jewelry business. Check out that session with Danica Cooper. Learn from other folks that are in the same industry as you. In the past, we used to run these sessions called fireside chats, and that was where we interviewed small businesses on Tuesdays and Fridays. And a lot of times people miss those sessions, I think, because we just had so much on the timetable. But this might be a really great opportunity for you to go back and check out, listen to their stories about their challenges, their successes, and they also talk about all the digital tools that they use to run their business. So it's a great way if you want to find out from somebody who's in your industry what tools, like their tech stack, we'd call it. So check out some of those sessions, really cool. There was also, because you covered so much, I just want to make sure that everybody knows, keep looking in the chat because it does run. And we are doing a full session on backlinks on the 8th of November with Vanessa Minkley. Her session last week was excellent. You could check that out. What else did you mention? You had so many.
Somebody mentioned that, of course, it's Cybersecurity Week next week.
Oh, yeah. It's cybersecurity. So next week we've got De-Risk Me coming on. Paula, she is an educator and expert. So she's not only an educator in the tech space, she also owns a security business that's for small businesses, and has a real passion for it. She'll make it fun. It won't be boring, I promise you. Tune in, and if you can't tune in, you can always watch all of these sessions on the website. Go to the In Case You Missed It section. Also, if you RSVP to an event, you'll get a courtesy email whether you attend or you miss the session, and it should send you the link to the recording. So that's an easy way to kind of get access even if you can't make it. Yeah. Oh, can you pop your number again, Jason? The person is, or Justin, sorry. Sorry, I'm like, I've been like on the chat like this whole session.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat to you.
Yeah, did you make it sure it was to everyone or? Not
to everyone, no, just to.
Okay. If you want to give to that person or you don't, or look, Sarah, did you just pop that in the chat to everyone?
I've just popped my phone number in there because there was a person that came on and said that they had requested a mentor but not got one. So I'm really keen to hear about that. Yeah. We put the clients at the heart of everything we do. So I'm never happy if I find a client that hasn't been matched with a mentor.
Yeah, so I would definitely suggest if you want to get a hold of Justin, why don't you get a hold of him on LinkedIn?
I'll just put my email and I'll put my LinkedIn in here as well, so that people can connect with me as well.
You're comfortable with. Normally people don't give out their phone numbers here, so that's definitely not something that we ask you to do or require. Please make sure that you're keeping your boundaries where you need them to be. We got some great feedback on Facebook and some folks tuning with us on YouTube and LinkedIn as well. Thanks everyone for a great session. And there was lots there. Now, if you need any help, please remember that you can always access our support team at support@digitalboost.co.nz. They will talk to you on the phone. They can even do Zoom sessions with you. It doesn't have to be pertaining to this. Like if you are having trouble, we had somebody say, I couldn't set up a Facebook ad, and they contacted the support team and they walked them through how to do that. I mean, like we really are here to support you guys. And like if you kind of get stuck, so please reach out. Because we want to make sure that you take your business where you're trying to get to. And that's why we're all part of it. And I want to thank you, Sarah, and I want to thank you, Justin, so much for your time this morning. I know that you're both very busy folks, and we appreciate you coming on and just sharing some insight. That was, I feel like, a really good overview for people to know all the ins and outs of things that you can do with your business. And now we can take that information and go, right, okay, I was maybe missing that piece. Let me deep dive on that. And there's heaps of content around. Let us know if you need any help locating that content. And it looks like it's just lots of thank yous and appreciate it coming through. So no real other questions, which is
great. We really enjoyed it. So thank you for hosting us.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thanks for joining us on Digital Boost, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe, everyone. Ka kite, and we will see you next time.
See you, everyone. Thank you very much.